Well, I did want to talk a little bit about climate solutions because that is something everyone mentioned and has become a bigger and bigger part of climate coverage. I wonder if folks could talk, sort of break down their philosophy about covering solutions. You know, Kendra brought up this question of individual solutions versus sort of system solutions, very futuristic solutions, fusion, geoengineering, solutions that are at hand, different sectors. I wonder if you could just sort of talk a bit like how do you decide how optimistic to be, how realistic to be, and just how you sort of do a coverage strategy around solutions.
I can take this first. I think the first thing that we do is really try to figure out what is scalable when we do a story, when we do stories on solutions, because they're, I mean, as all of us know, and we, get our inbox is flooded with all these pitches, and everybody's got some gizmo or something that it seems like they're gonna save the world. Some of those may work, some of them may not, but like I think for us to do a story, we want to really make sure we're talking about solutions that can have an impact. It doesn't have to be huge, but that can really have an impact. So I think that's the first thing that we do, and then the second thing really is, again, as I've said a number of times here, just really try to make sure that the stories focus on people, and see every single person, a worker, a scientist, an investor, as people who are characters and can really help move a story forward. So I think that's our general approach at scale, and surprising and interesting people.
I totally agree with that, and also think that one of the interesting things that I think is, that speaks broadly to whether it's, you're talking about climate or the environment, is it's a way to get into all these questions of how we live our lives and the decisions that we make. And that's really a lot of what happens when you look into climate solutions, as Kendra was mentioning. It's kind of looking at things that you've taken for granted, and is that the way we're going to operate going forward? And so I think it offers a way to really look at some sacred cows, and also just kind of really reflect on things that we do without thinking now, and kind of taking a second look.
Yeah, the other thing that I think about a lot is how much people's behaviors are locked into systems. So it's kind of not to bring up the bike analogy again, but you can tell people to bike to work all that you want, but if they live in a place that doesn't have safe bike lanes, where they're literally risking their life every day to ride a bike, then they're not going to. And so you need to really take that step back and look at the systems that are encouraging people to act in ways that are deleterious to the climate, because most of the time people aren't, they're not running around like burning coal for fun.